Yo, what's going on, my dudes? Welcome to the video. Today I want to go over how to improve your editing on controller. It's been a long time since I made a video about this. We're going to get into a bunch of techniques that you can use to rapidly increase your editing speed. I'm talking like 20-30 minutes of doing this, and you're going to be editing way faster. But before we get into that, I'm going to get into the settings because it's really important for you to have your binds set up the right way to increase your editing speed. We're going to get into this, and then we're going to get into actual techniques. This is all going to make sense. Trust. So basically what you want to be doing is you want to obviously, have an edit bound. Mine's down on the D-pad. This is not necessary. You can have it bound to so many different things. You can have it bound to touchpad, bound to triangle, anywhere you can touch it like effectively while staying on your joysticks is key here. For me, I just double claw and hit it with down on the D-pad, but like if you can claw grip and hit the touchpad, if you can use the joysticks to hit it on L3 or R3. Basically, it doesn't matter. All you have to do is just set it up so that your button is on something. That means you don't have to take your thumbs off of the joysticks, which is very important. Next, when you're actually in your edit controls, you want to have three things bound. It's really important to have these three things bound separately to different buttons. And those are your confirm button and your reset button. It's actually two things because we've already, keep in mind, opened the edit menu with our edit button, which for me was down on the D-pad. You can see I have it unbound here, but you want your confirm to be on a different button and your reset to be on a different button. Again, the main thing here is that you need to be able to hit all these buttons while keeping your thumbs on the joysticks. That is huge for being able to keep your movement up and stay consistent and move through your edits, not just kind of getting stuck in them, if that makes any sense. Now, once you have your edits set up and bound and you're good to go, I would practice one thing, and this is a huge thing from Flea. I think this makes a lot of sense. If you guys have not checked out Flea, he makes amazing guide videos for controller players, and this really made a lot of sense when I saw his video when I first watched it, is you want to be able to hit your edits, and again, using your triple edit keybinds is huge and will allow you to do this with this increased editing speed. But you want to be able to hit the edit button and then select the wall before you see it turn blue. So you want to actually be able to time it so fast that you open up your edit menu and you see this gray square before you see like a totally blue wall. So what that's going to look like is this. So you didn't see the blue wall at all. Basically, as soon as I confirmed the edit, or I open up my edit menu, I had this gray wall selected. You want to get really good at timing this, and then once you get that down, you want to time doing that as well, but then confirming it. So basically, you're hitting all three keys in quick succession. So what that's going to look like on my controller is this. I'm going to be hitting down on my D-pad, and then hitting select up here, and then confirm right here. Just all in quick succession of each other. And then you're also going to want to practice doing the exact same thing except for your reset button. So once you have your wall open, you're going to want to try to practice closing the resets as fast as possible. Again, without being able to see, the window open, you're going to want to be able to just open up your menu and just see this instantly, getting that timing down. And then once you get that timing down, you're going to want to grab the edit, close it, and then confirm it all in one quick movement. So it's going to look like this. And you're just going to get that immediate reset of the wall. You want to practice that over and over until it just using your triple edit keybinds becomes natural. Now, the next thing I did was I actually tweaked my edit mode sensitivity. I had mine up pretty high on 2.4 times, but keep in mind I have a relatively low base sensitivity in comparison to a lot of controller players. So you definitely don't, if you have already high sensitivity, you probably won't want to match this, but you definitely want to elevate it a little bit, especially for the large sweeping movements you'll be doing while editing. This can help out a lot with it. The other thing you want to be doing when you are practicing those large sweeping edits is minimizing how much movement you actually have to make. It's called joist or crosshair optimization. A lot of people call it a lot of different things, but basically I see a lot of people doing these huge sweeps for the edits, and basically all you're doing is making it more difficult for yourself. If you're doing sweeps for say you're trying to go and edit this top thing and you're like, whoop, and you're flicking way off, all you need to do to hit an edit is just this, right? You only need to touch the box if we're talking about wall edits to be able to pull the edit off, right? Same thing with this arc, same thing with this arch edit. Right now, you only need to just swing through here. That's all you got to do. is just swing through there. Rather than, like, doing a big sweepy, say we're trying to do an angled edit, and you, like, do a full, like, edit down. You might, if you do too much of a sweep, you might, like, end up over here. You might, like, hit this box down here. The key takeaway here is just to minimize your movements as much as possible so that you can optimize your edits as much as possible. You basically just want to, like... The idea here is that the shorter you can make your sweep, the more likely you are to hit it, and then the more likely you're going to have a successful and a quick edit to get some shots in. Now that you got those basics down, I think the most important thing for you to do is to find an amazing edit course. And I'm not talking about just practicing, you know, edit courses. While they can be very, very good and they can improve your mechanical skills, I think it's way more important with editing to practice actually working on things that you can actually use for your fights. And so a map that's incredible for this is Raider 464's map. I'm going to drop the code down below. It's also at the top of the screen right now. But he has loads of things. The number one thing I would start with, which is the most effective thing in the game right now, is stealing a wall and then getting a ramp and a wall out for it. So just as an example, real slow, there's a guy in here. That ramp edit kind of sucked on my end, but really slowly, you can see what we're trying to do here. We're trying to replace this wall and then kill the guy inside. So I would also very much advise getting used to this as a controller player, replacing the wall with a shotgun, dropping the ramp inside, replacing the wall, and then hitting the shot that way. Because as a controller player, it's actually kind of bugged with turbo building, but you are much more likely to steal a wall that's weak by shooting it out than you are of pickaxing out. At least as a high ping player, I play, right now in creative, I'm getting 27 ping, but in actual pub lobbies, I get about 50, and it's much, much easier for me to steal a wall if I shoot it out. That was a brutal job. Let's try this again. So I can replace the wall, get the edit in, right? But I would definitely recommend shooting it out and then getting the double edit play in and working that up and getting that faster and faster and faster. It's incredibly good. Definitely, you can do this multiple times, and then, like, if you want to, you can just end the game and restart it. Now, the next thing Raider has set up is honestly unbelievably good. It's over here on the end and is the, I guess you'd call it the awkward edit like relay here, but basically he uses launch pads to launch you, not launch pads, but like speed pads to launch you into a really like weird angle, and then you got to make an edit play. So this is an example here. My personal opinion, this is the best one to practice. Basically, you get forced up against a ramp, so you're under a ramp, and you have to edit out from it. Again, it's like unbelievable for just improving at your editing speed and dealing with like a really awkward situation, like when you're jammed in here. There's nothing worse than this edit, dude. That was terrible wall editing. But it puts you in this ridiculously clumsy situation, right? And you can practice all your different edits to make your way out of this, you know? But it's really, really important to drill edits that don't necessarily make you look like you're sick of the game, but edits that will actually occur when you get stuck in an awkward situation and you really need to find your way out of it. Woo! Yee! Traitor! Later! Later, bitch!